If you were wondering what the meaning of Hanukkah is, it's very simple. The meaning of Hanukkah is that there was a dude that didn't want the Jews praying in the temple. And so he destroyed the temple. But the Jews got the temple back and rebuilt it, and people could go in and pray, but there was only enough oil for one day. So they lit the oil for one day, and lo and behold, it lasted 8 days. And that's why we celebrate Hanukkah, because we light the menorah, one candle for every day for 8 days. And the kids get one present every day for 8 days. And if you want the unabridged version of Hanukkah, Google it. It'll let you know what the real traditional Hanukkah means. And now we're going to make latkes. So here's the recipe for the latkes. I have 2 russet potatoes about this size, and I'm putting them on the box grater. So you just grate the potatoes. And I've already grated some, but you grate the potatoes on the largest size of the box grater. And then you grate about 1/4 of a sweet onion. You can use any onion you want, but the sweet onion is always tastes the best. Now I'm doing it on a towel. Because that's where I'm going to squeeze the water out, which you have to do before you make it. It takes a little doing, but it isn't difficult. Well, I think that's enough because otherwise I'm going to get my fingers in it. Then you take this off. And then you have to pick up what you've grated, and remember you've grated it in a towel because you have to squeeze the water out. And you just twist, and you can see how much I'm squeezing out. This helps make the latkes crunchy. And a tea towel is really the best one to use, or a towel that might be a little thinner. Anything too thick, it's hard to turn and squeeze. But you can see how much I've squeezed out of the potatoes. And then I'm going to put them in another bowl. And then I'm going to add an egg that I've beaten up. I have a little whisk, but you could always use a fork. And a little salt for a taste. 2 pinches. And a little flour. Now this is gluten-free flour because my house is gluten-free, but you can use any flour you want. I'm using about half a teaspoon. And then I look at it to see if I have enough flour. I know I have enough egg. I don't know, this looks pretty good. And there you have it. The latke mix that I'm going to fry in the frying pan. So I started with 2 russet potatoes, but actually I only grated 1.5. And so we'll just see how many latkes this makes. But the oil has to be hot. As you can see, it's sizzling. Well, it looks like I'm going to get 4. Okay, once you get them in the pan, make sure you don't move them around. Let them just sit so that they get nice and bubbly and crunchy on one side before you decide to flip it. Just make sure you don't mess around with it. So you can see they're cooking away. I had the heat on medium, but it was like spitting, so I decided to turn it down a little before I put the latkes in so that the oil didn't spit all over. And now I've just turned it up a little bit so that they're bubbly, and just leave them alone. Don't mess with them, because if you mess with them, they all fall apart. I'll just take a peek and see what happens. Nope, not yet. So these are really good when you serve them with applesauce or sour cream, which you'll see in a few minutes, because when I take them out of the pan, I'm going to put them on paper towels so that they drain the grease. And I'm telling you, my kids used to stand in line. While I was cooking these latkes, they were right there with a plate, waiting for the hot latkes. Yep. Well, this one doesn't look so good. Must not have been exactly on the heat. Probably the burner underneath this pan is a little smaller. The one over on my right is a bigger flame. But this one is what I used, and so that's what I'm using. As it turns out, these two need to be a little bit more on the one on the other side, cooking it. And I'm going to get some paper towels so I can drain them. They look good though, don't they? You need them crunchy on the outside, like these two are. See, that looks much better. It's more brown. Well, that still one's looking a little naked. Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to take this one off and this one off. And maybe move these two over a little. Aha! That one's looking a lot better. And that one too. I just have to be patient. Who wants a raw latke? And I serve them with a little bowl of sour cream and a bowl of applesauce. You can use both as a mixture, or you can use one or the other. If you like it a little sweeter, the applesauce is great. Like it a little more tart, the sour cream. And that, my friends, is it. I made 4 latkes out of those potatoes. Okay, dear friends, this is it. You've got the latkes, you've got applesauce, and you have sour cream. Any one or all together would be delicious. Enjoy Nana's latkes. I know my kids do.